Welcome to another episode of the 151 Collective. I am your co-host, Zack Mo, aka Tiny Screwdriver.
And I am your other co-host, Collector, aka Pixar Tweezers.
Pixar tweezers. I'm going to show you the Tiny Screwdriver.
And I'll show you a pair of tweezers that are branded Pixar.
Interesting.
I
What's
don't
on it
know.
though?
Woody's sheriff badge.
Nice.
They're my wife's. I have to put them back. I needed tweezers to get. I don't even remember what I used them for.
This came.
Allie, when you're listening to this tomorrow, your tweezers are in my office on the desk.
This came with something that some kind of piece of furniture that I had to put together.
Well, that was very nice of them to include the necessary tools.
They all do now. I have a million of those tiny little fucking Allen wrenches.
Allen wrenches are probably about the worst technology that we have.
What's stupid is that they provide you with the Allen wrench, but where you got to put the fucking screw, the Allen wrench won't twist fully, so you got to keep taking it out. You got to put it back in, twist, take it out, put it back in. Twist.
Allen wrenches are awful. I actually had a conversation with my brother about Allen wrenches. My brother's like one of those, pretty brainy people. And I was like, bro, it's 2025. We have all this stuff that exists in the world. Why are we were building a picnic bench. So why are we still using Allen wrenches to put this thing together? Like, why is that what they include? Why couldn't they include a screwdriver?
Well, it's not a wrench. The Allen key is not a wrench.
It's called an Allen wrench. It's the same idea.
An Allen key.
It's called an Allen wrench. You can look it up. Anyway,
an Allen key.
The reason they include them is so that you can get the appropriate amount of torque to tighten the bolt all the way, because you can't get the same amount of torque with a screwdriver. The leverage from the Allen wrench gives you enough angled force to properly tighten the bolt. But yeah, they absolutely suck. And when I told my brother, because we couldn't get this thing assembled right, I just wanted to cut the straight part off and put it into a drill and use it. But we didn't end up doing that. But they actually make
That's
now.
Not a bad idea.
No, I know it's a really good idea because
I see the one thing on TikTok.
Bro. Yes, and that's what we got at my house, and that thing's awesome. It's
like I get one. I've been thinking about getting
the T-shaped one, right? Well, yeah, you should have gotten it before you redid your entire room and set up an office in it.
Yeah, but I could still use it.
Yes,
my family's always getting furniture that needs put it together, and I'm the only one who does it.
It's a significant improvement over having to use a stupid tool that always drops and gets lost behind things and is incredibly frustrating.
I was thinking, I remember I saw that on TikTok. I put it in my cart and it was sitting there for like so long. And then I went to go buy something from you. And I was like, oh, I completely fucking forgot that was there. I was like, I should get this thing. I still haven't gotten it, but I definitely should.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool.
Cool beans. So annoyingly, everybody this past week has had these crazy fucking dreams.
That's weird.
Yeah, and I don't know. Travis, API Mike, Annie Ann, Pokey John, Brent had a wild one too. Who else was in that? That might have been it. I feel like that was it. Well, they all had, and Charlie. Can't forget Charlie. They all had these like crazy dreams where they were hearing voices, and then the next thing you know, there was fucking ghost or some shit. I don't know. All the stories started blending together. Oh. They want to know. The end of the story is that they all woke up and they're like, oh, what was Collector's Weekend collecting like? Let me tell you. They are all colluding.
There's collusion for sure.
100% collusion. I can't get any of them to admit it. I told Annie Ann to swear on my 9 good toes. She says I'm not doing that. I told Mike to swear on something. I forgot. And he goes, what is that, a Jewish god? Nobody's going to admit it. We're going to get it out of them one of these days. But there is collusion happening. And
sounds like there's some collusion.
You might as well just tell everybody how your weekend collecting is so they can stop fucking asking me this week.
I feel like last week I was like, yo, I'll talk about that next week during my weekend collecting. But now I don't remember what that was about.
You do that quite often, and I never bring it up because I don't remember either.
All right. Well, in the past 2 weeks, I added a couple different items to my sealed collection. I sold a few items from my sealed collection. Most notably, I added a sealed Chinese booster box, the only Chinese product in my sealed collection, the one with Gengar Pikachu on it, because it's a cool looking box. So I popped one of those in the sealed collection. I got sent a Sabribri's Ganger from Pokenuts. Chig sent it to me. It's dope.
Oh, I
And I
thought you were
got
just being an asshole.
no. It's called
It's
Sabribri's
Pokemon, so yeah, that
Pokenut.
makes
Oh,
sense.
sorry, that he drew something on it. I turned the card around so it didn't have a giant phallic reference on the front, but on the back of the top loader you can see the phallus.
What does
Anywho,
phallic mean? Can you teach us?
anywho, I also got like maybe like 35 new Kamiya cards from TCG, just like all bulk
Kamikaze
cards that I
Kamiya.
need. That's the guy. All the bulk cards I need. I'm still like filling out the binder. I haven't done it in a couple weeks. I'll probably do it tonight after I finish up card grading. I'll go through and do another round.
I downloaded one to you this week.
Yeah, I got a lot this week. There's a bunch that are still at the office, but I do have a bunch here too, so I have to binder. Gotta do some bindering. The Pikachu collection is still filling out. I'm a few pages shy of completing that binder. I'm very much looking forward to finishing that. I bought
You still have to tell
another.
me you have one left because I want to be the last one to give it to you.
Okay, I'll tell you when I have one left. I bought another copy of Noivern V Alt Art in a PSA 10.
Does that have a Gengar on it?
No, it's the Batman Noivern. You know where he's like, it looks like he's like dropping. It's from Evolving Skies, where he's like dropping from skyscrapers.
Okay.
You don't know what it is, huh? It's dope. It's a super sick art. You should look it up. Noivern V Alt Art from Evolving Skies. I think that is probably the single most undervalued card from the Sword and Shield era right now. That card is so sick. And
Noivern
Noivern
V.
V alternate art. I can screen share a picture of it too for anybody who's watching.
All right, yeah, I can see why it's.
It looks like Batman, dude. That card is so sick.
It does look like Gotham.
Yeah.
I get it. I get the appeal.
All right, let me quick share screen it.
Now that with the Mega Absol would be dope.
That's what I said on the stream. You must have not been watching.
Oh, I was watching. I just wasn't paying attention to you.
As soon as we pulled the Mega Absol, I immediately pulled out my copy of this card in a PSA 10, and I was like, yo, they're so sick together.
You also have to remember, my eyes aren't terrific, so I didn't see what you were showing.
It was this in a PSA 10. I bought another copy of it. I think this card is super undervalued. I don't want anybody else buying it, so I probably shouldn't be talking about it. But I'm going to keep buying like 1 or 2 copies a week in PSA 10s because
Well, it already jumped.
This card is
according
sick.
to the collector app. It jumped
to what?
It was at 38.51 in July, and now it is 43.
All right,
It jumped $5.
$5, yeah. I mean, it's still not. I'm only buying PSA 10 copies, so I think if I'm buying under 175, I'm still safe. I think this is easily a $500 card, given how cool the artwork is on it. It's just so unique and so dark, and I don't know, fire card. Anyway, I bought another one of those. I don't think I got any new Gengars for the slab collection.
Terrible.
Yeah, not a very Gengar centric week.
Gang centric.
Looking forward to the new SpongeBob stamps that come out this month. I haven't bought stamps in a while, but the SpongeBob ones look super dope.
We haven't talked about your stamp collection in like a year, so I completely forgot about that.
I haven't bought a stamp since then. My stamp collecting is extremely passive. So basically, like I go to the post office all the time. I'm there like 5 times a week probably, and they advertise what stamps are coming out, like with like window clings and shit like that. So I always see the new stamps that are coming out because I'm always going to the post office. And if I see a set that's like really cool, I always just buy a set and stick it in the stamp collection bag.
Do you lick them?
I don't. They just stay on the sheet. So I have like Wonder Woman, Batman, Scooby-Doo. I forget what else I have. I have a bunch of cool stamps. They're very fun. So the SpongeBob ones look like they're going to be pretty cool. So I'll get some.
Do you still have those badass? Since we're talking about stamps, the Pokemon ones that you showed me last year.
No. That was from the stamp box. I sold that box.
Why?
And it's now like 4 times as expensive as it was then. Somebody wanted a copy of it, and I had it, and I was like, all right, fine, I'll just get another one. And then by the time I got around to getting another one, it was like way more expensive than what I had sold it for.
Disappointed.
Those are worth significantly more than when I was selling them.
Disappointed in you.
Yeah, I know. I'm
You shouldn't
disappointed in
sell your
myself.
collections. Like I never
It wasn't
sell.
necessarily a PC
Well, I never
item.
sell anything.
Yeah, well, you buy high and sell low. I buy low and
I sell
sell
everything.
medium, extra medium.
Extra medium.
What else did I get? I went into another stream to support someone who's been coming in our stream all the time.
Wow.
And
Cheated on us?
how? I literally wasn't streaming. Yeah, I went in to support someone else and got absolutely obliterated. It was pretty funny.
How'd it feel?
Oh, I did get a different new Gengar item aside from the Sabrina's Gengar. Chig again donated the Chinese Mimikyu Gengar tag team card. So W Chig, 2 Gengars from Chig in the last couple weeks. It felt terrible though, being in that stream and getting absolutely fucking obliterated. It was not
How
fun.
do you know why I'm on Zoloft?
I think there's probably some other reasons for that.
No, it's all your fault. Zoloft and all my my high blood pressure pills.
Bro, I feel like there was definitely something else that I wanted to talk about in my weekend collecting, but I can't remember what it was. So
Was it my Shuckles that I collected this weekend?
no, but the Shuckle's pretty badass along with all the cards from the new set. That set
Shuckle is
looks
pretty badass.
phenomenal.
I am enjoying Mega. I didn't know if I was going to or not. I am enjoying it. It is
really
a
good.
much better, in my opinion, a better Black Point and White Flare were cool. Yes, you know the hits are unstoppable because there's so many art rares and shit. But it's just I don't know. I felt like it was too much. And for me, I wasn't a fan.
Because of the
You have to
size
get
of the sets, you mean?
yeah, you got to get all the fucking art rares. Like let's just say I was trying to master it. I had no plans to master it, but let's just say you got to get all the fucking art rares. You got to get all the Pokeballs. You got to get all the Master Balls. That is a
Yeah, they're insane.
shit ton of collecting. That is
Yeah.
a shit ton of money being spent. And on
They
the other
are
hand, like on that
insane to
same note,
master.
on the same note of a shit ton of money being spent, it's not. I mean, it's not the most expensive release we've seen, but it's also not the cheapest.
With Mega, you mean?
No, with Black Point, Black
Black
Bolt,
Bolt
and yeah,
and White
Black
Flare.
Bolt.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know. That's such. I just as a collector, and not an investor, I found it very annoying.
Sure. I understand. I mean, and Black and White have always been that way. Not necessarily like, oh, this costs so much money, but the allure of Unova is not universal. Like, there's a reason that old Black and White booster box and other Black and White era products from like the original Black and White series were not worth a lot of money until this set came out. They just aren't the strongest of sets. They combined basically the entire Black and White era into one set or two, I guess, with Black Bolt and White Flare. So it was like, 6 or 8 different sets in the original Black and White era. And the only set that's like super, super strong is Legendary Treasures. There's a couple other ones that are cool, but like Legendary Treasures is phenomenal. So Black Bolt and White Flare basically said like, okay, we're going to feature Unova, but we're doing all of it at once, which was a strange take on it. I like the sets personally. I think that they're very fun to rip. I wish that there were booster boxes. I wish that hit rates were a little bit different, but like comparatively to the other specialty sets we've gotten recently, it's significantly better in my opinion.
I'll give you that. The hits are great, but because there's so many fucking hits that you can get, so it does feel like every other pack. Then again, like every fucking pack has a hit in it. So yes, that's fun. I don't know. I just the way I collect, I don't see the allure in the set. I get it, but I won't be myself. I get it, but it's just not for me.
I won't be collecting much from Black Bolt and White Flare. Probably a few cards, if that. And on that topic, like we were talking about this in Discord the other day about like the concept of mastering every set. Like that is such a lofty ambition, in my opinion, to go into a set knowing that like the goal is to get every single card. Like that's a lot to rip and collect, and to rip a set to master is a very ambitious goal. And there's, you know, lots of people who do that for every set, and I think that's like crazy. Like that's so much ripping to be
Collecting on
done.
a whole nother level.
It's totally different than the way I have ever collected. Like
I
I'll
only
rip
mastered.
and rip and rip and rip and rip for personal, but it's not to master a set. Like I'd rather have 20 copies of the 5 cards in a set that I like than to have a master set. I would rather have 50 of the same Gengar slab than to have a master set of Fusion Strike. I honestly would. Like I'd rather have 50 copies of Gengar VMAX than 50 master sets of it. It just doesn't, well, I guess
You'd still have 50 of them.
yeah, but the point is I would rather put my money into the cards that I have a really strong adoration for versus going for the master set. I don't think there's anything wrong with master setting. That's just the way that I personally would prefer to collect. I also don't think a master set is the best thing to have long term for a set, because my thought process is I love opening Pokemon cards. I've turned my passion into my profession. It's what I do as a career. I open Pokemon cards pretty much every single day. If
Nerd.
Pokemon market ever goes to nothing and all of a sudden Pokemon's not popular anymore, I have every single set that I like that I can still open. Eventually it'll run out, but I'd rather open cards than open a binder and look at cards I've already pulled.
That's fair.
That's just how I am as a collector. I enjoy, I guess, a different aspect of it. I love opening the cards. And this is why this is like, you know, doing what I do on TikTok is a perfect thing for me. I love the act of opening the cards. I also like going out and buying the cards and hunting down collections. I like negotiating with people. I like meeting people, building relationships. Like those are my favorite parts of the Pokemon hobby, I guess one would say, versus getting a master set and being like, oh, I'm missing 3 reverses. I have to try to pull these 3 reverses. Like, I just don't understand the allure behind that.
I've mastered 151 sub, I think like 2 promo cards. And I almost mastered Paldean Fates.
And those are both relatively large sets, but at the time, master setting was much easier because the sets were selling for under MSRP, so it made way more sense.
Also, well, like the 151, I had just gotten back into collecting, and I don't remember exactly why. I thought to myself, I'm gonna fucking get every single fucking card. It was probably because I'm just getting back into it. You know, that was the time that a lot of people got back into collecting.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm no different. Was because of the allure of 151. You know, that's childhood right there. That's nostalgic as fuck. And I hadn't collected very seriously in so long, and seeing how the cards are now, I was like, all right, cool. Like I want to get every single fucking card in the set. Paldean Fates, my thought process was at the time um I was ripping a Hidden Fates with you. And they're like $15, maybe almost 20 for a pack. And so I was thinking to myself, like, oh, in a few years, if I have a master set, this could be worth a pretty fucking penny. So that was my thought process for that.
Mm-hmm. You were right, by the
And
way. Bubble
right,
Mew on its own is like $400 now.
right. I was even thinking further than a year
Right.
later.
Yeah, of course.
But that was the last set that I had tried to master. Now it's just I'm going for my chases. I get my chases. I'm happy. I don't have to spend $300, $400,
Yeah.
you know, extra trying to get the chase that I want.
And I think that speaks to kind of like what we were just referring to about the pricing being under MSRP at that time and like ripping 151. I don't know that and you can correct me if I'm wrong on this, please, but I don't know that your experience of mastering 151 was much of a chore. I'm guessing by the time you pulled all of the major chases that you were looking to get, you also master setted the set, because that's the way the pull rates in that set are.
What it came down to mastering that set was the most random fucking reverses.
Right. I remember it was like protective goggles and something else. And we just,
yeah, because I always ask you if you have a protective goggles.
Yeah. We just ended up digging them out of the
goggles
bin.
reverse. There was another reverse I can't remember, and the Arbok full art. For some reason, I couldn't pull the Arbok full art for the fucking
And then
life
when
of me.
we like, in my opinion, when you get down to like that few cards needed for a set, there just buy them. Stop trying to
Right.
rip
Well,
the
I mean, at that
protective
point,
goggles
yeah.
reverse. I remember the protective goggles. I just found it in the bulk bin and ended up giving it to you. But to anybody who's a collector, like, I don't know, do whatever makes you happy. If opening 800
Well,
packs until you
even
get
at
protective
that point,
goggles is what you need to do, then do it. But I don't get that.
even at that point, though, I was still having so much fun ripping 151
Exactly.
that I was continuing to rip it.
None
So,
of it
I
was a
mean,
chore. It's not a chore at that point.
no,
You know?
no, mastering 151 to me was never a chore.
Right.
I had fun the entire time. I was like, oh fuck yes, I get to put this in my binder now. It's like completes this page. I was so excited about that. I remember talking to Jamie all the time. Um, we would sit there and have discussions about how we should lay out our binders. Like, oh, should we do it this way? Should we do it that way? Like,
Yeah.
you know, it was a lot of fun at that time. That's how me and Jamie became very close. And me and him would trade like, oh, do you have this one from 151? I need this one. Like, you know, it was a lot of fun then. Paldean Fates wasn't so much a chore as it became slightly annoying because
There's so
that
many
is such a
baby shinies in
massive
that
set.
set. Yeah, it's a
Exactly.
huge
It
set.
was such a massive set, and I'd have like 10 of the same baby shiny, and it's like I just need this other fucking one. Like, come on. So by the end of like Paldean Fates, I was a little annoyed with it, but 151, I was having a great time doing it.
Yeah. I think that obviously 151 was a great set. They really nailed it on basically all aspects of that set. But it kind of begs the question, like, do we want with Mega, for example, and I just mentioned this last night to Mike, if master setting Mega Brave or Mega Symphonia is on your list and you want to do it by ripping, be ready for a lot of dupes. That's what
Mhm.
happens when you get these really small sets.
Fucking
And
Litleo.
right. And
The
you're going
pull
to
rates
get
on that Litleo are wild.
there's only so many art rares, right? There's 10 or 12, I don't know exactly how many, but there's only 10 or 12. And we're comparing it to previous sets where there was like 50, right?
Right.
Or black and white where there's however my 80 some odd art rares. And so you're going to get a lot of dupes and a lot of triples and just a ton of the same card over and over on the hunt for the full master set. So I think we need to get like a get to a place where we have like a little bit more balance. I wouldn't mind small sets more frequently. That would be fine if the sets were easier to master and released more often, or large sets less frequently. But having super large sets and them coming out all the time has become exceptionally difficult for
I
collectors to keep up
really,
with.
as a collector and watching you rip Symphonia and Brave, it after the last release, the Black Bolt White Flare, it is like a breath of fresh air to me.
I agree. Yeah, it's totally different.
I really like Mega. I'm enjoying watching everybody rip it. I've actually ripped more than I've ripped in a long time with you this past weekend.
Yeah.
Um, I do enjoy that. Also, I just want all the fucking shuckles. So if you have shuckle IRs, sell them to me before they drop down to $2. Right now they're at five something. I'll give you five.
I agree. I think Mega Brave and Mega Symphonia are both really well balanced. I'm also very much looking forward to the way the English set is balanced because we have two 65-ish card sets plus all the SIRs and secret rares. So we're going to get a set that's going to be probably 130 base cards plus maybe another
Like, rather,
40. It's going to be about the same as the rest of the sets that we've been dealing with. Not Black Bolt White Flare, but it's not going to be a small set. I mean,
no, it's
Sun
gonna
and
be
Moon
like
sets
near
were
like
sub
200.
100 cards. Yeah, we're going to be up in the 200 area. So it's still going to be a big set. It's going to be a pretty big undertaking to master it if the idea is to rip until you master.
Right.
Now,
Like
obviously, my
that pull
job
rate on
is
that Mega Lucario is wild.
well, yes and no. Either I got exceptionally lucky with Gardevoir or the pull rate is harder. I can't imagine the pull rate being harder on the Mega Lucario. I think
Then
we just
Gardevoir.
got very, very lucky with Gardevoir. 19 boxes. I hit 2 Guardies and 2 Ace Rolas. That's 4 of the top chases in the set. Yesterday, we ripped almost 24 boxes of Brave. I don't remember exactly how many. And we hit 2 Lilies, but no Lucarios. So I don't know. I think it was just RNG. The other thing too that happens when and I talk about this not frequently enough, I think. When we start ripping, we're ripping out of cases.
Mhm.
So the very first batch, the pre-order wave, those are all coming out of sealed cases. If you don't have a solid connection to get Japanese product, a sealed case is very good because it's easy to verify the authenticity. If you do have a solid connection, as I have developed over the last many years, it's actually a lot better to buy loose boxes because they come from many, many different cases. So if I order 100 boxes to restock of Brave next week, it's kind of like buying sleeved blisters. Like we could get 30 Mega Lucarios in those 100 boxes because we don't know what
Because they
case they
came
came from.
from
All
right.
these different places, right? So they all came from different cases versus a sealed case coming out of the factory. It has a set, even though they don't advertise it, it has a set amount. It's not going to have 12 SARs in it.
Right.
So that's why, and the Gardevoirs came out of loose boxes, not out of a case. And they were broken. I could clearly see the empty cases behind the table when I bought them at the show, just so we could have them early. So I think we just got lucky where they broke down a bunch of cases, and then just whatever happened to be left happened to have 2 Gardevoirs and 2 Acerolas in 19 boxes.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah. So
That gold though.
I know, dude. Those are tough. That's a very difficult pull rate.
It was funny.
Being we're 70 boxes deep between the two, and we haven't hit a gold yet.
So I was looking on the collector app last night. I was talking to Rick, and I sent him the 3. I sent him the 3 that he needs: the Mega Lucario SAR, the
Mm-hmm.
gold, and the full art.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, if you look at the SAR and the full art, the chart dips. Like before the set was released, it was up here,
Yeah.
and then release, and it went down here. You look at the gold,
It's just like
it goes
straight
like
to the moon. Yeah, because people
it goes
realize how hard
straight
it is to
fucking up.
pull.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's like it's very similar, I think, to the Black Bolt White Flare, where it's like a separate rarity class.
Mm.
Where we had like the black and white rares that we've
Right.
never seen that having like an entirely separate rarity before. I think that's what's going on with the golds, and I actually really love that. I hope that Pokemon keeps that moving forward. I hope that we get more rarity classes. I would love to see numbered cards, autoed cards introduced into sets the way that other
Number cards being like, this is one of 160.
correct. The problem is, and we could talk, maybe we'll revisit this or whatever. We can just talk about it right now and do the highlight later. But the problem is that like the inherent flaw in that with Pokemon is that Pokemon at its core is a playable game. Having
Right.
numbered cards in a playable game makes very little sense. Magic did it successfully, but they only did a 1 of 1.
The ring.
Exactly. And that was like a gimmick. And it's not something that they carried into the next however many sets have been released since Lord of the Rings. 50 sets. Magic releases sets like every 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So for Pokemon to do it, what I think they would need to do is create like an offshoot. I feel like I had this idea, and I forget who I talked to about it, but I feel like I think it was Casey. I feel like it could solve a lot of the issues that we're seeing. I personally think that Pokemon could create the TCG, which is what they have right now, and then a CCG, which is collectible card game. And
I
they would
just
be
want
2
to say
separate
one thing.
things. Go ahead.
When you say that, my mind immediately goes to Tops.
That's what Topps does. They're selling collectible cards, not
Right. Right.
game cards.
Well, I'm talking also Tops back in the fucking 90s. The Pokemon Tops cards.
Oh, I understand what you're saying. Okay, I thought you meant current Top stuff, which is where all
Well,
the
even
numbered stuff
current.
is
I
being
mean,
made.
yeah, but also
But
like in
yes,
the 90s.
Topps Pokemon cards. Those were not really successful at that time. And maybe Pokemon is scared to delve back into that because they were kind of unsuccessful then. They're incredibly successful now, though. So to get
Right.
like a Sparkle Charizard PSA 10, which would have come from Topps Series 2, I think. The Sparkle Charizard is like $80,000 in a PSA 10 right now, or something crazy like that. Like the ultra rare cards that are extremely difficult to pull from Topps. Obviously, they're vintage, so the price is also impacted by the fact that they're not in production.
Mm-hmm.
But at the time, they were a flop. Like nobody cared about Topps cards.
Right.
So Now, though, that Pokemon's more established, I think a CCG would be something that could maybe solve some of the issues that we're seeing. It would dramatically reduce the supply issues for the players, which I think is critical. Having players unable to access cards to play the Pokemon game is going to lead, like, if it continues to happen for a long enough time, Pokemon will die. Pokemon at its core is a game that's designed to be played, and if players can't get access to the cards, Pokemon will die. So obviously they're working on fixing that by printing more cards, which is fine.
I've never looked at it from a player's point of view.
Oh, this is probably one of the worst times ever to be a Pokemon player.
Yeah, I never really thought about that.
There's a lot of upside as well for players. Players win a lot of things in tournaments if they're any good. And so obviously, as the market has shifted and like individual bulk cards have become more expensive, like the Pheasantipity EX from Shrouded Fable being $15, because that's an expensive card, like it's annoying that a player has to spend $15 on a playable card, but at the same time, if they're opening Shrouded Fable, there's 25, 30 other cards in that set that are worth more money than they would otherwise be if the market was lower. So it's all kind of relative. The issue is not really financial, more so availability. So that's why the singles market is as strong and as healthy as it is right now. Just because people have just resorted to only buying single cards because they need them to play the game.
Decks, yeah.
So I think a fix could be some kind of CCG, and that CCG could be like have like ultra rarities to it, right? Numbered, autoed, what artifact cards where they have like, this is the original sketch of Pikachu and it's a 1 of 1 and it's like you have the sketch like printed into the card, you know, like all those things would be ultra collectible for Pokemon. But we don't have that. So maybe one day in the future. Today we don't have it. I think it would solve some of the issues that we're seeing for especially for the players. But
I agree with that. I think that is a very solid idea.
Then we could get rid of those annoying words on the cards. Who needs those?
I can't read.
Yeah, what do we need words on the cards for? Just show me the freaking Pokemon.
Yeah. Stupid. We should write a letter to somebody.
Yeah, man. The less words on the cards, the more valuable they are, for the record.
That is true.
Actually, I would love to see if someone who's listening to this podcast is smart enough to do that. We need to make some kind of chart that shows the correlation between the amount of text on a card and its value. Take like the top 100 valued cards and see if there's any correlation to the amount of text on the card and its total overall value. I would venture to guess that the less text equals more valuable.
There's got to be one amongst the 12 of you that can do that.
Yeah, someone can do it. Although I think Umbreon VMAX is like a giant text wall.
Yeah, but it's an Umbreon. Come on. I mean, it's just everybody's favorite.
Yeah. I don't know, but that's a very interesting thought. I wonder if the amount of text is correlated to the value of a card.
All right. Well, one of you figure that out.
Yeah, someone do that. Someone's probably already done it. You just need a good enough search engine to return that result.
ChatGPT.
Maybe.
Because that's where I think everybody's dreams came from. I wonder what you prompted it to say.
Yeah, it's wild.
I sent them all.
So that was 30 minutes of my weekend collecting.
That was a very healthy weekend collecting. And,
yeah. And I think I talked about the market a little bit too, so we can skip the market update unless you want to talk about like, isn't that what we normally do next? Let's talk about a couple quick cards to keep an eye on. This is something
Serendipity EX.
Well, yeah, but that's not like new news. But something I want to bring into the podcast is cards to look for in your bulk piles and like cards that are moving very quickly because they're either playable or whatever the other reasons are.
Half of us don't take bulk.
Well,
I'm being sarcastic. Go ahead.
Like Mike, for example, and Annie, when ripping whatever set it is, they ask for the Night Stretcher. I think it's Shrouded Fable or whatever set it is, because that particular card is expensive.
What's it called?
The Night Stretcher. It's like a $4 card. So cards to keep an eye on. Obviously, Seismitoad. Unless you live under a rock, everybody knows the Seismitoad from Black Bolt White Flare is going insanely crazy right now. It's like $220 something. Victini, also Black Bolt White Flare. I mean, those are chase cards. Ethan's Ho-Oh is seeing an upturn. So those are 3 chase cards that are pretty important and have been moving positively. But other cards that you would otherwise maybe have just disregarded as bulk, Neo Upper Energy from Temporal Forces. It's an A-spec card. It has two white circles on it, two white spheres on it. I was going to describe them as something else. Anyway, that card was like $5, $2 for a long time, and now all of a sudden it's $8.80. So that's like a bulk card that you would otherwise pay no attention to. Now it's worth
Wait, how
just
much?
about
$2 and what?
It went from $2 to $8.80.
What does this come out of?
Temporal Forces, Neo Upper Energy. It's an A spec. Most people would just donate their A specs because they're not really super collectible. Other cards. What'd you drop?
BRB, my jewel.
All right. Well, while you're getting that, Pheasantipity EX from Shrouded Fable is $16. Goldengo EX from Paradox Rift is $12. Night Stretcher from Shrouded Fable is $4, just a regular uncommon. Arvin from Obsidian Flames, I think, is like $3. These are just regular trainer cards, nothing crazy special. The Mew EX from 151, the regular Mew EX, is like $9. Lily's Clefairy EX from Journey Together is $3. And again, none of this is going to like make you rich, but these are cards that are probably sitting around in a bulk pile somewhere that you could sell, bring, put them, all of them together, bring them to a card shop and see if you can turn it into a booster box or something. Secret Box, that's another A-spec from Twilight Masquerade. That card's 16 right now. So that's another one to, keep your eye out for. What else? Moltres, Zapdos, Articuno moving. Megas all still moving positively for obvious reasons. And the Lugia V from Silver Tempest is still climbing pretty healthily. That card, Lugia V, had a really, really, really hard time for a long time gaining value, but now it's over 300. So just for this is the first time in that card's existence that it's eclipsed $300. But Lugia V stagnated for a long time. So anyway, that's another brief tidbit about the old market.
Sounds like a good tidbit about the old market.
Yeah, buddy.
So look at your bulk cards, get yourself a Night Stretcher. Do with it what you want. I don't usually use a Night Stretcher. I don't know what anybody else does with theirs.
Oh my god.
So I don't judge. I don't kink shame or judge, so do what you want with your Night Stretcher. Before I continue and get us taken off of YouTube, why don't you tell us about a Pokemon highlight?
Wow, this is going to be a long episode. All right, Pokemon of the week is... Oh, well, I mean, we can't play your stupid guessing game because you're going to know right away.
No, I won't.
Pokemon number 151.
Chikorita.
Yeah, you got it. Actually, Chikorita's 152.
That was the whole point of why I said that.
Got it. Okay. Well, Pokemon number 151 is Mew. And that's going to be who I'm doing a quick highlight on for you guys. What I did was I
did that come from anybody or
yes. So I appreciate the input on Discord. I put everybody's input into a random number generator and just randomized the list. And this is the one that came up at the top of the list. So that's what we're doing today.
Who won?
Travis, I want to say, put this in. Mew, psychic type mythical Pokemon introduced in Gen 1. Obviously, it's known not to evolve into any other Pokemon. Not Mewtwo, does not evolve into Mewtwo. Mew is notable for its unique ability to learn.
But isn't it okay? Just going into lore, I know it doesn't evolve into any Pokemon, but isn't it the base DNA for Pokemon?
Yeah, and they cloned. Okay. They took like DNA from Mew to make Mewtwo, but it doesn't evolve into another Pokemon.
In lore, mythical wise, it is the base DNA for all Pokemon.
And yes.
Go on.
Notable for its unique ability to learn every TM, HM, technical record, and move tutor, other than ones that are Pokemon exclusive, such as Volt Tackle and Secret Sword. It's associated with Mewtwo, and thus they're collectively referred to as the Mew Duo. I've never heard that before, but it's what it says, so I'm reading it. Mew was first officially revealed in 1996 in a May issue of Koro Koro magazine, which will revisit.
I had it.
Less than two... You did not have the Koro Koro Mew.
Yeah, but that took you a solid second.
Less than 2 months after the Pokemon Red and Green games were released in Japan. It's a pink bipedal Pokemon with mammalian features. It has a rounded, wide snout, triangular ears, and large blue eyes. Short arms with three-fingered paws and large hind paws with oval markings on the soles. Its tail is long and thin with an ovoid tip. I don't know what that word means. Its fur is so fine and thin it can only be seen under a microscope. Bet you didn't know Mew had fur.
I did
Mew
actually.
Mew has shown a no, you didn't. Mew has shown
Actually, I
a
did.
playful no, you didn't. Mew has shown a playful, childish personality, showing signs of high intelligence, curiosity, shyness, playfulness, and even selflessness. It's said to have the DNA of every single Pokemon contained within its body. This causes many scientists to theorize that Mew is the ancestor of all Pokemon. It's an incredibly adaptable species, capable of levitation and teleportation. It can use almost all known moves regardless of their types. It has also shown the rare power to transform into all known Pokemon. It is capable of making itself invisible at will, so it entirely avoids notice even if it approaches people. As seen on several occasions, it has the ability to create an orb of energy around itself for protection, which can come in many colors, such as green, yellow, and pink, or as we know, blue for Bubble Mew. According to journals found in Kanto's Pokemon Mansion, Mr. Fuji is the one who discovered Mew, deep in the jungle, and coined its name. With other scientists, he managed to gather some of Mew's DNA and used it in his mansion to create a modified clone of it, aiming it to be the most powerful Pokemon of all, which resulted in the birth of the legendary Pokemon Mewtwo. Since Mew can make itself invisible, very few people have seen it, leading some scientists to declare it extinct and most to assume it to be nothing but a mirage. However, sightings of it are still being reported to this day, confirming its existence. Even though it's rarely seen, it will willingly show itself to a person who is pure of heart and has a strong desire to see it. According to the Pokemon the series related radio drama, The Birth of Mewtwo, Mew was discovered by Jessie's mother, Miyamoto, who registered its cry in a forest 20 years before the events of the series. It was worshipped for its protection by ancient people who created a song in its honor and believed it appeared once a year with the rising sun. It wasn't rediscovered until 18 years after Miyamoto met Mew by sunrise on the peak of a high mountain. As depicted in the episode In the Palm of Our Hands, it is capable of splitting itself up and transforming into more than one Pokemon at the same time. It was also shown to possess a strong rivalry with its clone Mewtwo in Mewtwo Strikes Back. Mew is the only known Pokemon capable of using the Z move Genesis Supernova. That is most of the fun info about Mew. Let me do the trivia facts about Mew because those are always pretty entertaining. And then we'll go into favorite Mew cards. Mew was designed by Shigeki Morimoto, which he states at the Hehe City Game Freak office. There's no way that's actually pronounced Hehe.
How's it spelled?
Heea. The Hehe City Game Freak office. This included its pixel art, cry, and the Pokédex entry, the one reused in Fire Red. He also says it was right at the very end of game dev. Despite being a clone of Mew, Mewtwo appears before Mew in the Pokédex. That is very random, actually.
That is.
Mew is the only Pokemon out of the first 151 to be left out of the original Pokérap.
That's interesting.
Never would have noticed that until I read it. In Gen 1 and 2, due to tech limitations, Mew's category name, New Species, is labeled as New Species. All right. Mew was a little-known secret when Red and Green were first released in Japan. Even Nintendo was not initially aware that Shigeki Morimoto had programmed it into the game. Wow, that's dope.
It was under
actually.
a truck.
That's really dope. According to Shigeki Morimoto, the cartridges for the Pokemon Red and Green had about 300 bytes of free space left after the debug was complete, and he thought of slotting Mew in as a last-minute addition, even after he was told not to tamper with the game's post-debugging. However, Pokemon Red and Green are 373 kilobytes in size and are housed in 512 kilobyte cartridges. That's really interesting. In an interview with Game Freak and Creatures Inc. in Nintendo Power Issue 134, Shigeki Morimoto revealed that he created Mew 2 weeks before game dev was finished. I feel like I just said that. All right, one more. The only ways to legitimately obtain a shiny Mew are via the Gen 2 Gotta Catch 'em All event in Thanksgiving 2022, the old C map on a Japanese copy of Pokemon Emerald, or through the Pokemon Go Mew Masterwork Research Quest, which was available for a limited time in Pokemon Go during the Pokemon Go Tour Kanto event, and then became available again for players who missed purchasing it the first time for a few days in early July 2023.
And because of that, I got 2 of them.
Bang. All right. What's your favorite Mew card?
Favorite Mew card. The one that has Mew on it.
All right. Well, we're going to go through a few. This is the Koro Mew. This is the one that was released in the Koro magazine.
Oh, the one that I had.
This card is fully holographic, not just the like hollow pattern part. The entire card has hollow on it. This card is so beautiful. If you've not seen a Koro Mew in person, I'd highly recommend at like whatever TCG show you're at to try to find someone who has a Koro Mew just so you get a chance to look at it. This card is absolutely stunning and for sure one of the coolest Mews of all time. Wrong button. On the topic of the coolest Mews of all time, here we have another absolutely genre-defying card.
That's what I was gonna say.
Ancient Mew. This card is incredible. I feel like this card like reeks of nostalgia.
I was like, read you the moves.
Yeah, sure. Read me the moves.
All right. So the first move is Life Orb.
Okay.
And you prevent 20 damage from all psychic attacks on this Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
And then it says transform. Use your Pokemon's attacks against it.
That's pretty great. I didn't know you could read Ancient Mew hieroglyph. Yeah. But yeah, to me, this card is like top tier, totally reeks of nostalgia. I remember being in the movie theater watching Pokemon the movie, you know, holding a popcorn and a Coke and my Ancient Mew. Very, very, very cool card. Super nostalgic. Some other honorable mentions. I think those are the 2 best, the Koro and the
quick story.
The Ancient Mew. Go ahead.
I'll make it brief. So as we were leaving the Pokemon movie, typical New York City, some nut jobs walking by. It's me, my mom, my brother, my sister, and our 2 friends from our old block. He's walking around, has his fingers on his head like he has a headset on. He's getting, word from the news station. He's like, "What did you guys just see?" No microphone in his hand, but he had to, put it out like Pokemon. And how did you guys like it? It was good. All right, back to you in the studio. And then he walked away.
Typical New York.
Yeah, it burned it to my memory.
All right, next Mew to talk about. Gold Star Shiny Mew from Delta Species. This card is on an absolute tear right now from a financial perspective. Very, very, very cool card. Not the first Shiny Mew. Obviously, we had the Koro with a Shiny Mew on it. But very, very, very cool card. Other cards that are also on an absolute heater right now. We have the Bubble Mew. Everybody knows the Bubble Mew. Bubble Mew is a very cool, cute artwork. Not my personal favorite, but a cool artwork.
Once during your turn, you may draw
another
cards.
One of my favorites.
Reading that.
My bad. Oh, there you go. Read.
You can draw cards until you have 3 cards in your hand.
Why don't you read it out loud for the people that are just listening to the podcast?
I was saying it out loud. So the ability restart on this card is once during your turn, you may draw cards until you have 3 cards in your hand. That's what I was trying to read. Genome hacking. This is 3 any kind of energy. Choose one of your opponent's active Pokemon's attacks and use it. This is attack. That's what I just said with the fucking Ancient Mew.
Yes, it is.
I told you it was one of its moves. On the Ancient Mew, I could read it.
Good job. Here we have Mew EX. Very, very cool artwork in my opinion. I love the like swirl dynamic going on the card. And I like the EX cards that have like the hollow border on them.
Where does this one come from?
EX is from Hidden Legends. I don't remember. I'd have to look it up. Hold on Phantoms. Sorry. Hold on Phantoms is the set. Here we have the Expedition Mew. This has a little Celebi down here, which is pretty dope. But I think that might just be like from Cerebi. I don't think that's actually on the card. This Celebi. I'm almost positive it's not on the card. I'll have to look up a different image of that card. I think that's just Cerebi's logo. Anyway, Expedition Mew. This one's cool, and his foot is definitely very sus. So I figured I'd give that an honorable mention. And here we
Oh,
have.
that looks like a penis.
Yeah, let's go back to that. Sure does. Expedition Mew. And here we have probably one of the coolest promos we've ever gotten. Certainly the coolest Mew promo we've ever gotten. This is the promo from the 151 UPC Expedition Mew. I'm just looking to see if there's actually a Celebi on that card. No, but they should have done that. That's pretty sick. It's not on the card. It's just that logo. Go ahead.
The moveset is the exact same from
Restart and genome hacking. Yeah. They'll do that a lot in eras, like because the cards, you can't have a Mew EX with 5 different move sets. You can't have, you know what I mean? Like it has to be consistent.
I can have whatever I want. This is America.
Cool. That's my Pokemon highlight. I hope you guys liked it. America.
That was fun.
Yeah, man.
We really filled that one out. So out of all of those cards, though, which one was your favorite?
Korokoro, for sure. I think is the coolest Mew card.
That's fair. I completely forgot about that promo card. I really like that promo card.
From 151?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot about that one.
It's a good one.
So since we're ranking Pokemon cards,
you want to go into a ranking right now? Is that what you're saying? All right.
That was a good segue into it, I think.
Let's rank, man. Today's ranking is brought to you by
Tiny Screwdrivers. They come with your furniture when you need to put it together. Tiny Screwdrivers.
Thanks, Tiny Screwdrivers. All right. We are gonna be ranking Pokemon. What are we ranking today, Zack Mo?
Let us start with Pokemon we think we can take in a fight.
All right, 1-on-1, no weapons. What other stipulations and rules?
That's it. No weapons, just us against the Pokemon.
All right, so
and
are we doing a specific
number? We'll do one by one like we always do.
A specific type?
No.
We're not doing a type?
No, we're doing it running like we've been running it, just one by one, nothing specific
out of
at all.
1,475 Pokemon, blind ranking 10, who we think we can take in a fight.
And 10 being we definitely cannot fucking take that in a fight.
No, the other.
Hell yeah, I can take that.
Oh, okay. All right. I was going to do it the other way. Glad we clarified. So 10 is I can't, like, it's going to kick my ass. And 1 is I can beat the shit out of this.
Right.
All right, cool. But you have to have explanations.
Of course.
You have to have solid reasoning. Fomantis. Pokemon number 1, Fomantis. Pokemon number 2, Corviknight. Is right.
How big is Corviknight?
I know the answer, but I'm not giving you any hints.
Okay. Pretty sure you can fly on it.
Alcremie.
It's going to be very, like, definites, and then it's just like, oh.
Tapu Fini. Good?
Yeah.
Pignite. You read this one.
Shandy Shocks.
Sock.
Socks.
All All right, we got 3 left. Venipede. Oh God, Arceus.
Literally God.
Rip. And Frostmoth.
So this, I think makes a lot of sense except for one of them.
Yeah, well, I mean Arceus, right? I would have to imagine is the one that we screwed up on.
We
Didn't
screw
leave the
up.
number 10 slot for Arceus.
Yeah. All right. So starting at number 10.
Wait, let's start at number. Wait. Let's start at number 1, who we can definitely beat the shit out of.
Fomantis.
Alchemy, number 1. I left Fomantis out just because I thought maybe there would be something easier than Fomantis, and I was right. Alchemy is literally just a pile of whipped cream.
Well, I put Alchemy at 2.
Yeah, and I put Fomantis at 2.
Okay, so same.
Yeah.
3 I have Venipede.
I also have Venipede.
4 I have Frostmoth.
I also have Frostmoth.
5 I have Tapu Fini.
Arceus at 5. Rip, I lose. I'm dead. Yeah, that's it. I lost. If this was like this was like Mortal Kombat, I would have to restart.
I put Arceus at 6.
Yeah, I had Tapu Fini at 6.
Oh,
that's what you said your 5 was, right? Yeah, extremely similar.
We're very similar. I couldn't figure out. Besides its pointy fucking head, I think I could take it on.
That's what I was thinking with Tapu Fini, but then I was like, how big is Tapu Fini? But even if it's huge, like, what is it going to do to me? They're not that
big. I remember from the games, like, they're not, like, big. They're, like, little fucking things. I don't know. Besides stabbing me, I think I can dodge that shit. Get in
4 feet tall and weighs 46 pounds. Yeah, I could totally take Tapu Fini.
Exactly. As long as it doesn't stab us on impact.
Right.
All right,
it's so like, like a stingray.
Right. 7, I have Sandy Shocks.
I have Pignite.
Okay.
I think 8. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I wish I had an additional spot. Like, Pignite's probably going to kick my ass, honestly. But so is everything under Pig.
On my list.
So is everything under Pignite, though.
Yeah, I mean, these ones... Sandy Shocks,
You could not actually take the Shocker.
No. But I could try to outrun it.
Okay.
You never seen me run. I may be fat, but I actually run pretty fast. Just in short bursts.
Dwarves are built for short distances.
Exactly. So 8 I have Corviknight because I didn't know where this was going.
I have Corviknight too. Corviknight is huge. Corviknight is the taxi Pokemon. You can
that's what I
ride Corviknight from region to region.
Also, is Steel fucking Bird, and we've already touched on how much we both hate birds.
Yep.
So 9 I have Pignite because the thing's a little fucking wrestler.
Yeah, I have Sock at 9.
So that leaves you with Sandy Shocks at 10?
Absolutely. What would I do, dude? I wouldn't be able to get past the fucking introduction.
That's very true. I have Sock at 10 he's karate.
Yeah, no, Sock would kick up my ass too. I would lose definitively to 7, 8, 9, and 10. And 5 Arceus, obviously. But I think I could take Tapu Fini, Frostmoth, Venipede, Fomantis, and Alchemy with like no issue whatsoever.
Yeah, I think I can agree with that. Now, if we're playing with knives, I think I could take on Pignite. I
definitely agree. Probably Corviknight too. Although it would depend on how the fight started. You don't think you could slit
How are you going to stab? No, I don't. It's made of fucking steel.
All right.
So there was another fun one that was recommended in the Discord for us to try out.
Mm-hmm.
And it's who would rank them in exactly, I don't remember the exact wording. Better as president?
Yeah, that's clear enough.
Okay.
So number 1 being the best president and number 10 being the worst president.
Right.
All right, 10 new Pokemon. Number 1 is the best potential president. Number 10 is the worst potential president. This one might be a little weird. Here we go. Cubone.
I'll say my reasoning afterwards.
Yeah, me too. I'm thinking about where I want to put him, though. All right. I got a spot for Cubone.
Okay.
Keldeo.
Did you freeze?
No, I'm just thinking. Blipbug.
I don't know much about their policies.
Yeah, I'd need to know more about their stance on fracking. Sinisty.
It's phony Sinisty. I think that's very important.
Phony Sinisty. All right, fine. Golbat. This is a weird fucking ranking.
This is gonna be funny.
All right. Dreadnought.
Looks like a politician.
He does look a lot like a politician.
You know, I'm not mistaken. That might be Mitch McConnell.
Alchemy.
I can eat that.
Pause.
It's whipped cream.
Landorus.
Fuck no.
Next is Grumpig. Well, we got a going on for number 10. Let's see. Ninetales. Damn, that's a bummer.
I don't hit my list. I don't even know if I would change anything.
I might.
Starting with number 10.
Yeah, I got Ninetales. I left number 10 open.
Oh, that sucks. I put Landorus because that's where it fucking belongs.
I don't know. I disagree. I think Lander. Okay. Anyway, I have Ninetales because it was the only spot open.
He looks fucking angry the entire time. He doesn't look like he's a pleasant person to be around.
That's the sign of a good politician, being pleasant?
Well, it doesn't look like somebody I can have a beer with, and that's what I consider important.
You want to have a beer with the president? I couldn't care less.
This is why I don't vote.
Me neither. Next.
Number 9, I put Cubone.
I have Keldeo at number 9.
See, with Cubone, I was thinking, you say one thing about his mother, nuclear war.
I thought the exact same thing. Cubone's too he's actually number 8 for me. Cubone is too busy looking for his mom. He's got mom issues.
Right. I mean, you say one thing.
Yeah, can't be a president.
He's hitting the button. Number 8, I have Blipbug because, like I said, I don't know his policies.
All right. Well, yeah, I had Keldeo at 9 and then Cubone at 8.
Wait, explain Keldeo at 9.
I don't need a unicorn that fancies themselves in office. There's enough of that going on in the world.
Isn't Keldeo like really good-hearted and pure?
I don't know. It's a unicorn.
Show? Yeah, I'm pretty sure Keldeo is like a really good, pure-hearted Pokemon.
Yeah, maybe, but it's unicorn. And going on what today's definition of unicorn is, I don't want no unicorn up there.
What's your definition of unicorn?
I don't know, like someone who is like conceited and only thinks about themselves all the time and like feels like they're
not my definition of unicorn.
Thinks they're like special. You know what I mean? Thinks they deserve special treatment.
Should I dare say my definition of unicorn?
If you want, yeah.
It is the bisexual person in a threesome.
Well, yeah, that's something totally different.
Well, that's what a unicorn is.
Well, I wasn't going to talk about that on when we're discussing politics.
Number 7.
I have Alchemy at number 7.
I have phony Sinisty because it's phony.
Yeah, we have very, very different lists here.
Well, the main word there was phony.
Yeah, no, I got that. Our lists are extremely different.
Okay, number 6.
I have Grumpig at number 6.
I have Golbat. I didn't know where to put Golbat.
I have a good reason for why Golbat's much higher on my list.
Okay. Why Grumpig?
Grumpig, I didn't really have much. I had like that slot open and I didn't want to put it at number 10 in case. Grumpig, I had very little reasoning for. I just don't like his face. I'd punch him.
That's probably fair. 5, I have Alchemy.
I have Landorus at number 5. I think Landorus could do a good job. He's got a very strong presence, good leadership presence. He looks like he's in charge of the situation. I like that about a leader.
Fucking cloud.
Yeah, but he's brolic.
which isn't even a word.
It is if you live on the East Coast.
Yeah, it's the only place it's a fucking word. I found that when I found out that it's not an actual word, my whole life was shattered. Number 4, Grumpig,
I have Blipbug at number 4
because
he has like nerdy eyes. I don't know if you remember what he looks like,
I do.
but he looked like a total fucking nerd. And they're like smart at politics, I imagine.
He has the same eyes that Blaine does behind those glasses, where it's just like
Nah,
shiny.
Blaine's are circles. Blipbugs are like big ovals.
Okay, whatever. I was just trying to say the shininess.
He looks like a fucking nerd.
3, I have Dreadnought because
No, we're at 3.
So I said 3. I have Dreadnought.
Oh, my bad. I thought you said 2. I have Golbat at number 3.
Explain.
Here's why. Who does Golbat evolve from?
Zubat.
They got the campaigning on lock, bro. What Pokemon do you encounter more than any other Pokemon when you're playing Pokemon?
Have you heard about our next president, Golbat?
Zubat, 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 Zubat. And then a fucking Golbat is president. Next thing you know. That's why he's up so high.
That's fair. That's a very legitimate, thought out answer and reasoning. I like it. Number 2, I have Keldeo because, like I said, I'm pretty sure it's a very pure Pokemon.
Yeah, I disagree with that. I have Phony Sinistea at number 2. Emphasis on phony.
Well, now you're just doing it way too realistic because all the real politicians.
What do you mean? Yeah, exactly, bro. That's why it's so high on the list. Who would make a good president? A piece of shit. Yes.
That's fair. Number 1, I have Ninetales because that was the last spot, and I ain't mad at it.
I have Dreadnought. I also am not mad at Ninetales, but probably for a very different reasoning than you. But I have Dreadnought.
I like Ninetales. That's why.
I think Dreadnought would be, ruler with an iron fist, but also like slow and calculated when making decisions.
I mean, by the time he gets to the nuclear button, he probably would have already decided.
I don't know. I don't think Dreadnought is all that slow, but certainly slower than like Blipbug.
Yeah.
Just based on his sheer size.
Yeah. That was pretty solid.
Yeah, I didn't hate that. I feel like it was all right.
Yeah, I'm too happy about it.
Speed. Base speed stat of 74.
I mean, it's faster than me.
Dude, take out ChatGPT.
Okay.
Ask it if Keldeo would make a good president. I'll admit I'm wrong if need be.
I'm like fairly certain that Keldeo is like supposed to be like a good guy. Keldeo as president. Let's break this majestic little pony down. Pros, strong sense of justice. As a member of the Swords of Justice, Keldeo is literally trained to protect the innocent and stand up to tyrants. Boom, right there. Boom. Adaptable under pressure. The ChatGPT really went into a tangent here. Unites tradition and youth. I'm just reading like the main thing. I'm not going into the whole paragraph.
What does it say at the end?
Form.
Yes.
Well, a resolute form. By the way, that was resolute form, Keldeo.
Yeah, it was.
When serious business calls, it levels up into a sleeker, more powerful form. Imagine your president literally transforming when it's time to face Congress. Cons. Hot-headed at times. Horse. Lacks experience. It does lack experience. That's fair. Final verdict. Keldeo would be
experience.
That's really funny. Keldeo would be a bold, beautiful leader with a strong moral compass and some theatrical flair. Not the most experienced, but definitely running on hope, courage, and a splash of hydro pump. So yeah, President Keldeo, hope and horsepower. I'd vote for it. That's what my ChatGPT said.
Keldeo is actually way more badass than I thought. what ChatGPT said does not really change my opinion on whether or not I would actually want Keldeo as my president, but this is, I didn't know this. Long ago, a fire started in the Moor of Icarus because of a war between the humans. In this fire, Keldeo was separated from its parents, but the three swords of justice, Cobalion, Terrakion, and Virizion, adopted and took care of Keldeo as one of their own, which I didn't know. They acted as its parents and they taught it knowledge and moves for survival. Keldeo eventually grew and even surpassed its mentors. One day, Keldeo took off from the forest with no one knowing why. When the four met again in the Moor of Icarus, they taught Keldeo the move Secret Sword. When Keldeo left, it started crossing the world and often appeared at beautiful watersides. It travels in order to further improve itself through training. Like Suicune, Keldeo can walk across the water by ejecting water from its hooves. Hooves. All right, I got to do a little bit more research on Keldeo, but what ChatGPT had to say doesn't really influence my decision at all.
What do you mean? The pros outweigh the cons.
I don't know. Experience is pretty important. I think Dreadnaught's more experienced.
I'm pretty sure if I put any fucking Pokemon in there, it would say lacks experience.
It's very possible.
You want to do our battle party?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Let's do it.
The fuck are you typing?
Nothing for you. All right, what are we doing here? All types, 6 Pokemon. No, yeah,
15.
No, 15 Pokemon. One of these days I'll remember how to do this. 15 Pokemon. We're taking 6 out of any. Oh nope,
Fully evolved.
Default form.
Vault. Yeah, what was that?
All right,
Pikachu.
we're good. We're good. We're good. We got it. All right, 6 Pokemon.
We've got Regidrago.
Oh yeah, you read it this time. Wow, this list sucks.
Yeah. Regidrago, Graffarai, Incarnate Landorus, Seaking, Ursaluna, Rayquaza, Zamazenta, Dodrio, Amoonguss, Slowking, Skeledirge, Simisear, Simipour. What are the odds of that? Honchkrow, Nihilgo. Nihiligo. Nihiligo.
Nihiligo is what I always say, but I truly don't know.
Nihiligo. Nihilgo. That weird Ultra Beast that's poison. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis. Boom, bitch.
Yeah, I got my 6 too.
Regidrago.
Yep, I have Regidrago.
Ursaluna.
I do not have Ursaluna.
Rayquaza.
Yes.
Zamazenta.
Yep.
Skeledirge.
Yep.
Nihilgo.
Yeah, so it's Slowking the Ursaluna.
Slowking versus Ursaluna. Who wins?
My guess is that Ursaluna takes, but I would still prefer to go into a battle or do a playthrough with Slowking just for more diversity on the team.
Sure. Who wins 1-on-1 neutral field? Ursaluna has the edge in most situations, especially if running Guts and Flame Orb.
Yeah, I think Ursaluna ekes it out, but I would way rather have Slowking because of all the potential stab advantage.
That's fair. But I still win.
But you win. You won this battle.
That I did. And Keldeo would make a good president.
All right. To each his own.
Little side note announcement that next week we will be now releasing episodes on Tuesday opposed to Wednesday. We will be recording on Monday nights and episodes will come out on the
I don't know if that starts
Tuesday.
next week or the following week.
One of these weeks episodes are going to start coming out on Tuesdays.
I think next week we're going to do a Tuesday drop. The following week, I don't know because I have a procedure on Monday. So I don't know what the following week's going to look like yet.
Why don't we just record while you're doing the procedure?
Yeah, we can do that.
That would be wild.
Yeah, I would be pretty quiet considering I'd be literally unconscious.
I'll talk to the doctors.
What do you see?
We'll rank Pokemon. How do you guys like Charizard?
That's pretty funny.
That it was.
All right. Well, It's been another very fun episode. Thank you guys for tuning in. Like, follow, subscribe, comment, tell your grandma. I've been Collector, aka Pixar Tweezers.
I have been Zack Mo, aka Tiny Screwdriver.
Until next week.
I just realized that somebody can mistake that.
Yeah, well, we know you have a tiny driver. Until next week. Bye.
Bye.